on the way in, or are you getting them on the way out, or both? Okay. Take really as many as you want. Last year we had more left over. I think we ordered in the first place. I can't bring more. Take as many as you want. Leave us about 5 or 6 so we can take it to Carolyn today. Otherwise, take as many as you want. And so on. But in verse 28, it says, after Jesus had said this, he went on ahead, going up to Jerusalem. As he approached Bethphage and Bethany at the hill called the Mount of Olives, he sent 2 of his disciples, saying to them, go to the village ahead of you, and as you enter it, you will find a colt tied there, which no one has ever ridden. Untie it and bring it here. If anyone asks you, why are you untying it? Tell him the Lord needs it. Those who were sent ahead went and found it just as he had told them. As they were untying the colt, its owners asked them, why are you untying the colt? They replied, the Lord needs it. They brought it to Jesus, threw their cloaks on the colt, and put Jesus on it. As he went along, people spread their cloaks on the road. When he came near the place where the road goes down to the Mount of Olives, the whole crowd of the disciples began joyfully to praise God in loud voices for all the miracles they had seen. Blessed is the King who comes in the name of the Lord. Peace in heaven and glory in the highest. Some of the Pharisees in the crowd said to Jesus, Teacher, rebuke your disciples. I tell you, he replied, if they keep quiet, the stones will cry out. Now, Jesus has said all he's going to say. And when he finished saying all these things, he's done all the miracles he's going to do, and it's time for him to go to Jerusalem and face the music, so to speak. He kept telling the disciples he was going there, and when he gets to Jerusalem, he's going to die there. And it isn't that the disciples didn't believe it. But I think there's a certain level of denial in their minds. The Messiah can't die. The hero can't die. Even if they looked at him, certainly they could do something to prevent that from happening. Certainly something can be done to change the fate of the one they followed. Everybody wants there to be something they can do to keep the bad thing from happening. Right? You listen to your TV lately if you're watching the news. Something has to be done to stop this. And sometimes nothing can be done to stop certain things from happening. They couldn't stop them from going to Jerusalem. And as they approach Jerusalem, they come to these 2 cities in a very familiar hill called the Mount of Olives. They oftentimes, it was kind of like their go-to place. And he sends 2 disciples, and he says to them, go to the next village, and you're going to find a colt tied there. Nobody's ever ridden. And untie it and bring it here. And if anybody asks you about it, because it's going to look like you're trying to steal it, just tell them the Lord needs it. And sure enough, they did exactly what they were told. They found the colt, they started untying it, and lo and behold, the owner says, hey, what are you doing untying that colt? They said what they were told, the Lord needs it. Now, try to put yourself in the shoes of these guys that just kind of hijacked this colt. I can see me sending somebody into town and say, hey, go to Tate's. There'll be a car parked in the parking lot nobody's ever driven before, just hot wired and bring it here. We need it. You can see that going over real well. And somebody asks, hey, what are you doing to that car? And Chad says, oh, we need it up there at Plum. And they'll say, okay. You see where this is going. But the way they reply, the Lord needs it. The Lord needs it. Jesus is demonstrating something here that only he can demonstrate. So I can't send you to town and tell you to bring back a car. Demonstrating authority, he is the King of Kings, he is the Lord of Lords. He made the world, he made everything in it, and guess who it belongs to?
It's his. It's his. He already owned that colt. Now we have absolutely no clue who the earthly fool actually was, but we might be able to assume something about this person. This guy must know something about the Lord. The way the word the Lord is used here indicated it's the Messiah. So what the disciples would have really said was, Messiah needs it. And this guy may not have known Jesus personally, but if Messiah needs something, then guess what you do? It's his. No questions asked. So when the Lord shows up in your life and asks you for something, he isn't really asking if you can have it. He's asking who you belong to. So when Jesus says, hey, I need this from you, I need you to do this, it's not really a yes or no question. He's asking you, am I yours? Or are you still kind of running your show? Jesus wants to know if he's the Lord of our lives or not.
So the disciples bring this colt to Jesus, they throw their cloaks on it, they put Jesus on it, and as they go along, the people start throwing their cloaks on the road, and other accounts we can read that people cut palm branches out of the trees, that's why we call it Palm Sunday, they laid them at the feet of Jesus. But this gesture of laying down your coat on the ground wasn't just for show. It was a powerful expression of what these people believed about Jesus. I know you all just read 2 Kings this week. You guys, when was the last time you read 2 Kings? Anybody? Read 2 Kings. If you read 2 Kings chapter 9, you read the prophet Elisha sends a man from the company of the prophets to anoint Jehu, 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 to be king of Israel. According to verse 3 in 2 Kings 9, he takes a flask of pure oil and pours it on Jehu's head. And he opens, and it says, Elisha tells him to do this, and then open the door and run. Don't delay. Be quick about it. So this guy does just that. He gets there, he anoints Jehu, he gives a command to destroy the house of Ahab. And just in case you don't remember who Ahab was the spineless king who was married to Jezebel. If Ahab's name doesn't ring a bell, Jezebel probably does. And when you think of Jezebel, you probably think of evil woman. And if you think of evil woman when you think of Jezebel, then you're right on the money. Because she may have been the most evil person, man or woman, ever. And because she was evil and he was spineless, it was a very bad situation for the nation of Israel. If you have a spineless king with an evil wife, it's just not a good combination. And so it's time for judgment. Jehu is going to destroy everyone in Ahab's house, slave and free. No questions asked. They're all done. Dogs are going to devour Jezebel, and no one will bury her. So he opens the door and he runs, just like Elisha tells him to do. And that actually sparks some questions from the people who saw it. They know what's up. Ahab's the king. His wife's nasty. But this guy comes to anoint Jehu king. And so all of a sudden, the people have a decision to make. Who are they going to follow? You know, and they want to know what's going on. And Jehu says, here's what he told me. This is what the Lord says. I anoint you king over Israel. Now, there can't be two kings. There just can't be two kings. There can't be two kings in Israel. There can't be two kings in your life. It's either Ahab or Jehu. It's either Jesus or any one of the dozen other things you can follow more. According to verse 13, they hurried. The people of Israel took their cloaks and they spread them under King Jehu over the steps. They blew the trumpet and they proclaimed Jehu as king. Now the people in Jehu's name made a decision. And you know, and you can tell just by, again, watching the TV, just because a leader is anointed or elected doesn't automatically imply that the people are going to recognize their leadership and follow that individual. Some people fight everything at every turn. That's just an observation. And it was the same in those days. And in Jehu's day, they did just that. They threw their cloaks on the road to proclaim Jehu as king. In the midst of, it could have gone badly for them. If they would have defied Ahab, if Ahab would have gotten his way, he killed them all. Because his wife would have told him that you killed them all, because he did whatever she said, because he was afraid of her. Because again, she was evil, he was spineless. When you have evil and spineless, again, bad combination. So on Palm Sunday, when Jesus comes into Jerusalem, the people did the same thing that they did to Jehu. They put their cloaks on the road in front of him to proclaim that Jesus is king. And that's significant because Jehu's mission became to destroy the evil ruler of the time and reign as king over Israel. And Jesus' role isn't that much different. He came to destroy evil, not a specific evil king, but evil in general. And when the people saw this, they did the right thing. They spread their cloaks on the road as a way of saying, Jesus is king, and nobody else is. And we want you to destroy the evil that's in our lives. And as Jesus got closer, he came down the road, and they started shouting. And this is, I would have loved to have been part of the crowd that day. Blessed is he who comes in the name of the Lord, which is a direct quote from Psalm 118:25, where it says, O Lord, save us. O Lord, grant us success. Blessed is he who comes in the name of the Lord. They also shouted peace in heaven and glory in the highest, which if you remember back, if you can rewind at Christmas time, the first people who shouted that were the company of heavenly hosts who appeared with the angel in Luke 2:14 when Jesus was born. They shouted glory to God in the highest and earth peace to men on whom his favor rests. That sounds like a Christmas verse, doesn't it? But here they are shouting as Jesus comes into Jerusalem, because it's not so much glory to the newborn king, it's glory to the King of Kings. We sang that, didn't we? Good stuff. The people weren't just excited that Jesus was there, they were proclaiming him to be king, but not just king, Messiah, he's the one. And this is what causes the Pharisees and the crowd to say to Jesus in verse 39, Teacher, rebuke your disciples. Tell them they're wrong. Set the record straight. The Pharisees weren't upset about the hoopla. They weren't upset about the parade. They weren't upset about all the excitement. They were upset that these people just said that Jesus was the Messiah. And then Jesus says something very profound. I love what he says. He says, listen, if they keep quiet, the rocks are going to cry out. This message of Jesus is so true that if some way we decide we're not going to talk about it anymore, the rocks are going to do it for us. That's how true it is. People think we're living in dangerous times because nowadays there's people trying to quiet the name of Jesus, and we are. But people by and large don't want to confront the name of Jesus. Well, our times aren't unique. The Pharisees told Jesus to his face, tell your people to be quiet. 2,000 years ago. The bottom line is that Jesus is king. He's the Savior. He's the Redeemer. He's the Lord. He's a whole bunch of stuff. And anyone who believes in him, say, I wore my tie on purpose so I wouldn't forget, shall not perish but have everlasting life. As long as I can read upside down, I got it right. And that's the truth. That's simply the truth. And if someday they pass a law banning the name of Jesus from being spoken, that's still going to be true. If someday people decide to not acknowledge the name of Jesus, he's still going to be King of Kings and Lord of Lords. That's one of those things that's going to be true forever, regardless of how we vote. We have a decision to make every day at the church where we're going to lay down our cloaks. We're going to lay them under the feet of Jesus and proclaim that he's King of Kings, or are we laying our cloaks somewhere else? Are we going to sing and shout to the King of Kings and Lord of Lords, or are we singing and shouting somewhere else? Because if we don't proclaim him, the rocks are going to do it. And what scares me sometimes when I look at the larger church is that I think I can hear in the background the rocks, or they're warming up in the bullpen. They're ready to sing. Because I honestly think the rocks want to cry out to the King of Kings. We can't let the rocks do our job for us. Can we? We've got to proclaim the name of Jesus. And we do that by laying our lives down at the feet of Jesus like they did. From a practical standpoint, that means we never allow anything to be more important than our relationship with Jesus. We offer ourselves to him by offering ourselves as servants to one another. We work together. We be all that God wants us to be at Plum, because Jesus is coming. He's coming. He's not going to ride down the path on a donkey today, I don't think. Not like he did then. But he's come. And if we want all those benefits to come with belonging to him, then we must be all his. Right? Let's pray. Father God, help us, Lord, to be all in for you. Lord, we belong to you. We don't belong to anyone. We put our cloaks at your feet. We don't put them anywhere else. We call out to you. We don't call out to anyone else. Lord, we want your spirit to fill us and no other spirit to fill us. Lord, show us the way. Show us the way. Come into our hearts the way you wrote it in Jerusalem. And we lay it all down for you. It's in your name we pray. Amen.